It's your boy Taz coming live for this movie review. You know, this is Taz on the Reel. I'm gonna bring you all the reviews for the Netflix movies that doesn't get the annual review. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Taz on the Reel. And today we're gonna be talking about a movie that I'm actually really excited for because it was very good. Before I Wake, Netflix for a horror movie, y'all did very well. Let's jump right in because the movie jumped right in. It starts off with them opening up the scene with a man trying to kill a kid, and I was like, perfect, perfect. We need that dark, gritty tone from the beginning. It cements that this is going to be a real horror, horrific movie. Um, and then it takes us to the woman in therapy. The woman being Jessie. Jessie is in therapy right now, trying to get over the loss of her son. You know, and it gives us the little. It gives us a sense of where she's at and what's going on in her life currently and how she's dealing with it. So it's already like therapy is her inner monologue. It's what she's thinking, what's going on in her head, how she feels about it, everything like that. It's the full rundown. So when they take us to inside the home where they are decorating, trying to get a new feel of the home, trying to clean old things out. It's like clearing your space. If you clear your physical space, you clear your mental space in a sense. So that's what they were doing. And while that goes on, it shows us glimpses of like their child taking a bath, child drowning in the bathtub, trying to reach for the wall where the brace wasn't there when the brace wasn't there, and now there is a brace, just so for any future reference. And it just shows them getting prepared for a new beginning, like a new family and a new start. So they go to the adoption agency. They go talk to the adoption agent. They basically tell about themselves and they're giddy. They don't care about really what kid they get. They just want a new experience with a child and try to build a family still. I'm not sure why they didn't like have another kid or why they didn't like, do surrogate or you know, but it was a nice turn of events to see them adopt kids. So they adopt they adopt a kid that we see at the beginning, in the bed, waking up to the person trying to kill them. And, you know, off the back, he's just worried. Like, off the back, he's just like kind of timid to open up to them. But, as a child, they they respond well to when you care for them. So he opens up and tries to take an tries to take steps to learn who they are. They try to take steps to learn who he is and try to get him acclimated to the house as best as possible. Um, you know, so the parents check on them all the time. You even see the scene where like Jesse Jesse checks in Jesse knocks on the door just to make sure he's safe in the bathroom because she just doesn't want like that rehab, that relapse of another child just like drowning. She's just like very paranoid and very fearful of what may happen. So you see Jesse and Mark, which Mark is the husband. Mark is the one that you know goes and plays the games with Cody and gets really excited. Like, okay, you have an Xbox in there unless you like PlayStation, which PlayStation is better. I'm going on record to say shout out to PS4 because PS4 is the best gaming system. PlayStation is the best gaming system ever, and undefeated. I don't care what no one says. But he asks, "Oh, do you like the PlayStation instead? I have a Wii. If you want to play that, we can do more. We can interact." Just he was trying to find a bonding activity for him and the child to do in the time like when the child first got there. So you know we first see, and then we learn that young Cody likes butterflies. He likes butterflies. He stays up at night with a flashlight and some soda, just looking at book a book of butterflies, just a giant book, monarchs, every other type of butterfly, and he just engrosses himself in the book, and it's when he finally sleeps that first time, and he starts to dream, and he right before then he talked about the butterflies, and that's when he talks about the butterflies right he dreamed, and right before then he talked about butterflies, and that's when he manifests butterflies into the living room. And you look at it and it's just very peaceful to see. Mark was like kind of stunned, like blown away by like, wow, look at the butterfly, look at the beauty, like where did they come from? And then things like, oh man, we need jars to like catch them, we need to get them out the house. So, and as fast as they come, you know they look around the room, they're gone. It's just like where they come from, no windows are open, no doors are open. And even then, you see in like the background, if you really pay attention, you'll see in the background of these moments, even with the beautiful, like the beauty and the how beautiful the butterflies are. You see in the background like a moth being formed on the roof, or like butterflies with eyes form in the distance in the back, and it's very beautiful every time it comes up. Um, you have a moment when Jesse goes back to therapy and expresses this like, oh, we have a new child in the house. It's a new learning experience. I'm still kind of nervous. I'm not sure what to do in this. I don't know if I'm sure of what to do in this situation. You can see in those moments that she's very unsure about herself, and she's just not trying to mess up and trying to go forward. A parent. As that's happening, they take us to Cody, and you see Cody. Cody is going through everyday life, being a normal kid, from going to school, coming home, learning about, you know, his parents, his new parents, and how they may have lost their son. Like he's not sure how, but you know, he wants to see what's going on. And when he figures out about Sean, which is their son, their original son. You know, he dreams about him, and then that's when you see the story kind of changes, and Jesse gets a little bit darker. Jesse starts to be like, okay, by any means I have to get this closure, like this closure of seeing my son again, of just hearing him and holding him and touching him one more time, just because I need that experience. You see Jesse and Mark just go through that moment of like trying to see if it's real again. Like if you had a child, if you got the chance to see your child one more time after losing them, you know, it would just take a lot to process like that they're actually there. You know, that this is a physical being again and not just my thought. So you see how it plays with them. You see how it just tugs at their heart, and how even more heartbroken they are when the image of Cody just disappears. It's crazy how it just vanishes for them. But what makes this movie so good, what made this movie so great, is that they didn't hide the monster. They gave the monster the face, and you know, they actually kind of made him creepy. Like he was just a like he was just one like big long body with a giant head and just glowing eyes, and it was just like, okay, yes, that's creepy. He is really creepy. I like that. We figure out how it works, that as soon as he wakes up, everything vanishes. The dreams, the nightmares, everything vanishes. So, you know, Jesse and Mark are now trying to are like torn apart. Are now torn apart because of the fact that Jesse on one hand thinks Cody is the only way to get closure from the situation, where they can ask for like a type of forgiveness from their son. Then you have Mark on the other hand, like, that's taking advantage of this kid when we actually know the real situation, and how, you know, we still can get closure other than manipulation. So so it's very interesting to see that. It's like, yeah, that's the harder way, but he has a good point. Um and the monster is really good. I loved every scene that the monster came in. I don't know if I really felt bad when he took the bully. Like when he took the bully, I was like, dang, that kid didn't deserve that. But then I remember that he just like kind of broke something of his, so it's just like, I wish he was just scared you. That would have been great. Uh, And when we see the bully get taken, we see Cody like kind of rushing away from the situation, and then it gives you that feeling like this is probably not his first time, like having to. This is not his first time having to throw someone off of his trail in a sense. Like he's a villain and stuff, but he really does well where he's like, okay, guys, um, can we do something else? Can we talk about something else? How about your son? Let's talk about that. How did he pass away? You know. So, and as he's doing this, he's not sleeping at all. You know, he's staying awake every chance he gets and drinking coffee, drinking soda, doing whatever he needs to. Um, and Jesse's just like she's one track minded right now. She's not worried about Sean. Like she's not worried about Cody. She's just like, let's do this so I can get Sean back. You know, it's it's like selfish in a sense. She goes to extreme measures just to get Cody to sleep, and with that, you know, when he does fall asleep, it's just like now you have to just deal with the monster. You have to deal with the monsters of his imagination and his nightmares. Because you also see Sean drowning in a bathtub or drowning in a box, representing the bathtub. So, like, at this point, Mark was just trying to, you know, get his wife to come to bed, get his wife to relax, to overcome, to try to help her get out this funk of what she's going through. And it was like, Mark, you might be a little too good for her at this moment because of the dynamics of like she know it may not be real, but she's willing to risk everything like that. Mark died. It was like, okay, yeah, Mark was getting too good for you. Um, and Jesse goes. Then Jesse, takes that one, track mind and turns it to like another thing. She's just like, okay, now that it's not obsession with her son, it's more of how do I get my husband back? Because Jesse doesn't care for like Cody until like the end of this movie. Like when she just realizes she has to like let everything else go and just you know love the child for who the child is. Um, which is you know which makes Jesse kind of the true bad guy in the movie. Um, and and it's just interesting how they take Cody away, and she tries to go and save her husband, and just goes to the man we seen in the beginning trying to shoot Cody, and it's like you see you see the bad like you actually see the bad guy of like comes to worst, I'm killing him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's no way that I let this young child live. And she's on the other side where like there's no reason to kill him. You know, he's not sure of what's really going on in his head and how how much he has affected everyone around him. The backstory of the monster was really good. I didn't expect for it to be the backstory to be someone so close to him, but also like how he came up with the name, the sight of him, everything. It was really it was really interesting to see how he developed his mother into that monster um, that he never knew where it came from. So it's really interesting to see, um, the canker man just becoming Cody and just letting go of all of the like sort of hatred towards the end. It was it sucks that it didn't get to happen before Mark, but that was a good way to integrate that. Um, and then we see like at the end where it's just more of let's see what more you can do. Like we were given like I would love to say we were given like a type of false hope at the end because he supposedly brought everyone back and put them in a better standing of where they were before, and it just didn't do anything for me because when we figured out it wasn't real or that it didn't happen in that moment, it was like, okay, well, so what do we do with that information? Nobody's still saved. Nobody really made it out, and he was taken in. So it it definitely had ups and downs in this movie. But I would definitely say, guys, you have to watch this one. You would have to watch this movie. It is definitely a classic. Um, and it has to be a 8. It's a solid 8 on in my book, guys. I would definitely watch this movie again. Um, like, share, and subscribe this video and other videos that you would like to see me try, me do, and me succeeding. Um, and thank you for your support. Thank you for all your love, for every one of you watching. I love you and thank you. And I'll see you next week.